Welcome to the Leo Manuel podcast, where we talk about all things health, wellness, and success. On this episode, I have a special guest here, my friend and colleague, Mylika Morton. And you might have also seen her in other videos as the Magistrate of Money for Love Begins at Home, but go watch that video. Mylika, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. Good to see you again.
In all things health, wellness, and success, right? A big part of that is like mental health.
Yes.
Would you say that mental health and connection are intertwined?
Oh my goodness. It is mental health is so important. I actually, went through and would say I'm still on this journey of mental health wellness. So you being my friend, colleague and friend, we were having a conversation. What was this, like end of 2022, I think it was. So we're having this conversation and I'm just, blurting out some things, men issues. And so you were like, you might want to talk to someone,
In the lovingest way.
in the way that friends who love each other and can be honest with each other say,
Correct.
you might want to talk to someone. And I took your advice. I took that advice. At that time, I signed up with betterhelp.com, started working with a therapist, and discovered that some things that I thought I had dealt with and some things that I thought that I had addressed, it's like, oh, there's still those issues there. And I think one of the misconceptions that we have, especially those of us who are the quote unquote high achievers, we think that we can just simply check a box, scratch something off the list, and then we're done with it. Like, okay, I dealt with this issue and that issue is now gone and done. And that is not the way that mental health wellness works.
Not at all. It's daily.
It's daily. So it's a journey. So it's a journey and it's a continuous journey. I think it's a continuous journey that we have to stay on. And I think mental health is equally as important as physical health care. It's equally as important.
And I think the thing that's cool about it is, right, when we were gagging and we were having that conversation, right? And it was the pattern of things that stick out, right? So the thing is, like, you're going to be able to, as an accountant, look through my books and find out my habits, right? And so in the mental health realm, it's the same, right? So it's not how you were saying, like, what was happening. You were taking an inventory of what was happening to you, but you were highlighting specific events that were triggering you.
Correct.
But the thing that I always give up to you about anybody else is I see things and, right, I share, right? So I'm like, hey, I see it and share. And sometimes people say, oh, Leo, whatever. But then it takes a special type of person to hear it, receive it, and be motivated to solve it.
Yes, to take action. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you have to execute. You have to actually take action. Once those issues, you identify those issues. And even if you don't have like that person that may be a good sounding board and that you may not be friends with an actual licensed professional, like I happen to benefit from. But just as we go through life and as we are processing different events, different traumas, different grief, we don't appreciate like, hey, let me talk to a professional that can help me process these major life events and these major shifts in a healthy way.
Key word, healthy way. Key phrase, healthy way.
In a healthy way. Exactly.
And so when we talked about it, going back to that, it was kind of based in relationships / attachment, how you connect.
Yes.
So speeding it forward into 2024,
right?
What is the fruit of that labor? What have you discovered? And where are you at in love now?
Exactly. So, still single, still out here in these dating streets. I'm not gonna demonize everybody that's in the dating streets, in the dating pool. I'm not gonna do that. But it feels good to now step into a dating situation from a more healthy, healed place. So I'm stepping in saying, okay, I trust my decision making. I trust that I can identify, okay, this man is providing the consistency that I'm looking for. He's providing the type of communication that I'm looking for. He has the type of core values that I need. So I can make a judgment call. I can make a decision. And so now, and I feel like when you are ready, what you're looking for tends to show up. So even right now, I'm in a great space. I'm, getting to know a couple of really great individuals. Really, I ain't gonna say how many, but talking to a couple of folk, a couple of guys, and so it's great. It's really great, and to do that from a healed space is just amazing. It feels amazing versus coming from a space of, oh, I hope he picks me. I hope he chooses me. We don't want to be pick me's. We're not doing that. We are not doing that in 2024 and going into 2025, honey.
We're breaking these habits,
Exactly.
and
We are breaking bad habits.
completely.
Yeah.
And you said dating more than one. I love that. And we've had conversations. Like so we're coming into this, but I'm a big believer in you're having these connections because it doesn't mean you're sleeping with everyone you're dating. But the most important part about dating multiple people in the earlier stages is that each relationship only has the glimmer of success, not that it will be successful.
Okay.
Right?
Good. Yeah.
So the thing is, if you put all of your time into a glimmer, what happens when it burns out?
Right. Now you're left with nothing.
Yeah.
You in the dark.
Into the dark.
You are in the dark.
So what started as a little ember, all these relationships when you connect with someone, little patches,
Yes.
little fires, and then one will turn into a volcano if it's meant to be. But we block our own blessing by monogamously dating early on. So like later, once you find that one who turns into a volcano, you decide what you want to do, whether that be monogamy or a non-traditional lifestyle. But in the beginning,
Correct.
those embers have to be nurtured.
And you hit the nail on the head about being in the early stages of dating. Dating is just simply collecting information. It's collecting data. That's all it is.
I love that.
And so I can be a little bit more, I'm going to say skew a little bit more conservative, right? When we're talking about relationship and dating. So like you said, it's like, probably should not be, sleeping with and, giving your body, especially not early on. But you're just collecting data. How are we compatible? Are we on the same page? Are we equally yoked? I'm a divorcee, right? So I was married. And one of the things that I always say is like one of my biggest takeaways from that failed marriage is that equally yoked does not just simply mean I go to church and you go to church, so we're equally yoked. That is not what that means in any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, you're right.
And I learned that, the hard way. I learned that the hard way. So it's, again, what are your core values? What's your work ethic like? What do you enjoy? What's your vision for life? I mean, all of those things are so important. And so it's when you're in that dating phase, you're just collecting data, you're just collecting information just to figure out, hey, are we truly compatible? Are we truly equally yoked?
Data collection, not dating. Let's move with that. Like literally, that's what we need to call it. This is data collection. Because then I think then it really puts the spark or the focus or the spotlight on what we're doing here, the action
Right.
of connection,
Right.
versus like this ambiguous title of we're dating and we don't know where we're at.
Correct.
Data collection is so specific.
Yes.
Like it's about the unison, the connection.
That's it.
Do you feel like tying both things together now that you're dating, do you feel like you are in such a better place to receive and give in this love and in this stage of building versus where you were when you were fighting through that initial trauma,
Yes.
that unpacking of that trauma, I should say?
Correct. No, in a much better space, in a much better place. And to be honest with you, I am grateful. I am grateful that the dating situation that I was in at that point did not work out because that version of me, you attract what you are. So what I was attracting at that point, if I was unhealthy, then what was I attracting? I was attracting unhealthy.
Unhealthy?
So healthy will now attract healthy.
For sure.
So yeah, absolutely.
The only thing we have to deal with, and this is my little taboo, the dark side.
Ooh.
Right? The only thing that we have to work on, and I'm single as well.
Okay.
We have to work on our trauma. We have to work on, all the things that personally are in our mind, right? But the dark side of what I'm about to present to you is one of my 3 core values. So, health, wellness, and success. What we don't realize as 2 successful individuals is the values of being successful, like a go-getter, push, domineering, fighting for things, is the opposite of unison and partnership building.
Yes.
So that's what a lot of people don't understand when they reference all these magical power couples that exist and that they're just, well, it's like literally there's billions of couples in the world,
Right.
right?
Right.
How many of those are power couples? Probably a handful.
Correct.
Because the skills of being a successful individual are the opposite of union building. Do you kind of so literally when we're running businesses, right? We have to fight for our way.
Yes.
Right? You can't rip me off. You can't take things from me. You have to give it to me fair. I'm going to fight for my clients. I'm going to fight for whoever, right? But then how do you turn that off?
You know what? And that's a great point. And so I've learned how to compartmentalize. I've definitely had to learn how to compartmentalize. So the CEO, CFO, all these letters that I got going on, that is one component of who I am, but it's not the entirety of who I am. And I think that becomes important. Like you have to get clear about your identity.
Yes.
So your identity is more than CEO.
Yes.
Your identity is more than therapist. You are you. Like you said, your true core values, what's important to you, what you enjoy, what brings you happiness. We have to tap into that. And I think that is the side of me that I'm tapping into now in this, dating arena.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think I receive what you're imparting on me. And I think personally, I'll be able to do that one day when my capacity is restored.
There you go.
Right. So, you'll have to look at the other podcasts, but Mylika is also the CFO of an organization that I run. And a part of you coming on that's going to bring capacity back. So maybe I could do things like date again and be successful.
Yes, we want that. We absolutely we want you well-rounded. We need you to get a life. And we need you to stop sending emails
At 2 in the morning.
at 2 o'clock in the morning. So yes, we want that.
You see me, Red Bull in one hand, computer in the other. I'm telling you, but listen, I just keep hearing you get a life. I know you meant it in the nicest way, but I'm just like, oh yes, yeah, no, I'm no, but yes, I received that. Take the 2 a.m. hat off, throw it in trash.
Please do.
Oh, as we come to the close of this successful journey,
Yes.
as a CPA and attorney, I want you to just give one successful tip. It can be about dating, it can be about healing, it can be about someone starting a business. Can you just kind of let the audience know?
Yes.
What is your quick formula for success?
My quick formula for success is knowing when to pivot. And that applies to relationship, that applies to business, that applies really in every facet of life. I think sometimes we get committed to simply doing what we've always done. And we act as if, okay, if I'm going this way, I just have to continue going this way, versus taking the time to evaluate, okay, I'm going this way. Does this still feel right? Does it still feel aligned? Does it still feel like I'm in purpose?
Yes.
And if the answer to that is no, it's perfectly okay to pivot and to do something else.
Am I in my purpose? And that's a daily check-in question that we can ask ourselves, right?
That is daily.
Because like a whole bunch of different pieces make like a puzzle, right? But the thing is, each one, as you put them in each place, should be giving you a little bit of your purpose.
Right.
7 days in a week. If you're not living in your purpose, at least 6 of them, like, what are we doing?
Correct. And what is, your assignment for purpose today could be something completely different tomorrow. And that is perfectly okay. That is perfectly okay. It's okay. So I feel like that's my secret to success is I've been fortunate enough to be able to discern when it's time to pivot.
So you heard it. Is it time for you to pivot?
Yes.
What are you doing to check in with yourself daily to see if you're in your purpose? And if you're not, go back the other way. Reevaluate, change, go a different direction, maybe up, down, side to side, right? I love that. The first tenet or value within Manuel is motivation, and motivation is fueled by purpose. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here. And I want you all to make sure you stay engaged, leave comments, ask follow-up questions. We'll bring her back again and she can give us other secret sauce. As an attorney and an accountant, I'm sure there's other parts of the Mac sauce that we haven't talked about yet. But for all things health, wellness, and success, I'm Leo. Thank you, Mylika, for joining me.
My pleasure.
And until next time, take care.